Hey, it's Liam Killen. Today is a special day because I'm teaming up with LNA Does Audio Stuff to produce a track. The idea is that we're gonna go back and forth between us until the track is basically done. So I'll start with the first idea, send it to her, back and forth. I think we agreed on 4 ideas, so that should be cool. After the 4 core ideas are finished, we'll part ways, I guess. And we'll be finishing our own individual tracks on our own time. And I am the lucky guy to start the first idea, so let's get into it.
Yeah. I'm really enjoying that.
Okay, great. So I have my session open here, and the first thing we're gonna start with is drums. I was thinking of something layered, so I pulled up 3 separate beats here. These are actually my own acoustic drum samples. I do have a few other sample packs that are available, and I've made them all free until this whole coronavirus thing is over and done with. So I linked that in the description for you guys. This is beat option 1. This is the one that kind of stands out to me right now. This is beat 2. So a similar vibe to the last one. It really sounds like live band soul Motown drumming to me. And the last one, oof. Let's go with beat 1. So we have our live drum sample. The next thing to do is to start layering. And I'll be doing that with my trusty old pal, the OP1. I have focused a lot on this instrument, so I'll be linking a playlist up above and also in the description. And for those of you who may be familiar with the OP1, I'm gonna be recording separate drums on each track, and I'll be using Endless for the most part. Let the search begin. Okay, so we have a kick and snare that sounds good. I'm not totally sold on adding a hi-hat, but we'll try some stuff out. Let's see what it all sounds like together.
Super happy with that. Okay.
We're good to go. I'm gonna send this to Lena and we'll see what she comes up with. Yes! See you in a bit. Okay, so I'm back. So I just received 2 bass parts from Lena. Let's check those out. Just drop them into the session here. I'll mute the second one, I guess, see what that sounds like. This actually fits perfectly. It's still in that funky sort of realm, but at the same time, there's like an electro vibe to it.
It's perfect.
Thanks, Lena. Okay, so let's look at the second one. I'll mute the first one. Is there a difference? Okay. Okay, so bass 2 is electric bass and bass 1 is like a synth. This is awesome. Okay, so what do I add next? This is one of the last VSTs that I've used, so I think it's already loaded. We'll head to files. Yep, it's right there. So this is Karanyi Sound's Vapor keys. They sound really awesome. It's kind of similar to a DX7 sort of sound. Let's see what we could add. The pattern that I came up with is actually twice as long as the length of this pattern, so I'm gonna have to double it before continuing to record. Okay. Let's experiment with the actual sound of the synth. So I'm basically just gonna tweak a few things here, just to give you an idea of what this engine does. These are effects. I think this one, the first one is chorus, the second one is phaser, I believe. This is an EQ, and this, I don't know what that does. I feel like it's another EQ. Whatever it is, it sounds good at full blast, so I'm gonna leave it there, and we'll mess with the other effects and see what we can come up with. Just for mixing purposes, I'm gonna leave those EQs off in case Lena wants to do something different with it. But yeah, I think that sounds good as is. I definitely could have gone the more obvious route with something a little bit more funky, like maybe palm muted guitar or something like that. I'm not ruling that out, but I wanted to give it more of a modern twist, which is why I chose like a DX7 sort of sounding synth. I think that's a pretty good starting point. I'm gonna bounce it off to Lena and see what she thinks.
I'm happy with them.
See you in a bit. Okay, I'm back. Lena just sent me another part. It's a synth pad. Let's see what that sounds like. I guess I'll just keep both pads for now. I'm not sure what instrument that is. Maybe it's Omnisphere? In any case, there's a lot to work with here, and I'm gonna have to think on this as to what other parts I'm gonna add. Okay, so usually I'd record like a performance of the track at the end of the video, but I ended up pitching down the track through my Tascam Portastudio, which is essentially a cassette DAW from the 90s. And this kind of just made everything impossible to sync. In this case, I'm just gonna be showing you the actual gear that I used in the track, followed by what I changed in my DAW. I will say that this collaboration really put me outside of my comfort zone, which is great. So here's a show of some of the gear that I used in the track.
Now let's take a look in the old DAW.
Just letting you know that this version is actually pitched up a tone, in which case it's a bit faster in tempo. I've been a pretty avid user of samples recently, so we're just gonna run through a few that I've used, like the most prominent ones. First one being vocals. I've actually worked with these specific samples in the past, and so I know how they react to the Tascam. They just sound really good when they're slowed down. I'm pretty familiar with these vocals, and so they brought some of that comfort back. Another thing that I'll mention is that the synth line that I originally added just wasn't fitting for me. I had to get rid of it, and I basically replaced it with the vocals that I just showed you. Right from the start, I was hearing congas or bongos in this track, which unfortunately I do not own, so I found a sample. I also bulked up those ambient synth pads that Lena sent me with some Arturia software synths. Here's the before and after. I did dress up the track with some other like ornaments and one-shots, but we're not really gonna get into that today. Lena just sent me her version of the track, so I'm actually really excited to take a look at that. Let's give it a listen. Yes. Instantly epic. Yes. I was waiting for that drop. Woo! Some really nice distortion on the bass. She got my drum sample sounding really good. Oh man. Whoa. I love that panning synth. It's like yeah, all in all, it was just a completely different route than what I took with the track. It's very interesting to see like what people do with samples, what they add, and I can't wait to see the video to see what she did with this.
Wow. This has been super fun.
If you want to hear either version of the track, they're both available to stream on Soundcloud. I've left a link to both of them in the description. I've also left a link to Lena's YouTube video if you want to see her process and how she made her track. This has been a super fun experience. I've really enjoyed the process, and I will definitely be doing a few of these in the future, hopefully in the near future. Thank you guys so much for watching. This concludes my first YouTube collaboration. I'm posting new videos all the time these days, and I'm not going to be slowing down anytime soon. So if you're into this sort of content, hit the subscribe button. I'm really excited with how quickly this channel has been growing. Overall, it's just been a really exciting experience. I'm pushing to do this sort of thing in the long haul, and it feels like everything is just falling into place. So a big thank you to you guys for that. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.
You guys are the best.